Psalm 120, verses 6 and 7, Our God of peace and men of war. Verses 6 and 7 of 120 reads, I have lived long with those who hate peace. I am for peace, and when I speak, they are for war. The psalmist fears a temptation upon his God-fearing mind that through exposure he may inadvertently, and through proximity and familiarity, begin to assimilate some of the unclean habits of these fallen men. The psalmist reflects that as a man of peace, it is his reformed, God-fearing nature that strives to live in peace. As a man of peace, literally, it is human nature and our desire to live in peace. And although we strive to do so apart from the new birth and a new nature, we are thwarted by our inherited nature that was corrupted by Adam. The psalmist professes that even though he does nothing to provoke a quarrel, and he would do everything in his capacity that would rightly pacify others, when he offered to the conversation any solution besides war, and then expressed the correct and God-fearing counsel to live in a God-pleasing manner, they will not listen, because when he says anything on the subject or proposes any new possibility, even to suggest that any changes that will enable men to live differently, they frustratedly listen to nothing that contradicts their desire for violence and discord. Even today in our sophisticated society, we cannot argue anyone into accepting Christ's gospel of peace. All that we can do for them is, by participating with the Holy Spirit, is to pray on their behalf for the convicting power of the Holy Spirit. If they won't listen to the gospel, Jesus told us not to fret in Matthew 7:6. Don't give what is holy to dogs, or toss your pearls before pigs, or they will trample them with their feet, turn and tear you to pieces. If we have done all that we can do to share the promises in God's gospel, and they choose to remain citizens of the kingdom of darkness, then that is on them, and all that we can do is pray for their lost souls. Many times we are forced to work in an environment with natural-born men, and we are not able to remove ourselves. If our relations and position are such that we cannot separate, then we should bear it patiently and look for God's intended outcome. Since we are His adopted children, the purpose of the situation must be to produce a godly outcome, one that leads to us becoming more and more like Jesus. God has many ways of testing the patience and revealing the faith of His people, offering us an opportunity to show off our testimony of Christ who is living through us.